Baby, let me tell you, there were a few things that did not sit well with me at all. At all. There were some epiphanies that I was having like while I was watching the show, and I was just like, okay, I'm done with all y'all.
She got that rich girl LA vibe. She whip it good in her daddy's 95. Rough sex on the bedroom floor. Hop in the shower, she begging for more. Do not disturb on the hotel door. Waking the neighbors. All I want is champagne and sunshine.
I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing The Real Housewives of Potomac, season number 4, episode number 9, Days of Our Knives, okay? When we open back up, we open back at that chaotic ass zoo of a baboonish fucking dinner party. Like, I couldn't believe some of the shit that was happening in your house, girl. Like, I couldn't believe that you didn't have control over your emotions. Let me not get too far ahead of myself. So first of all, your husband has to pick you up and carry you out of the room for you to shut up. Like, you are now known as the munchkin mouth. Like, your mouth just goes. You loud, you extra. Like, your husband can't even calm you down. I get it. We all have hot buttons or whatever, but you are the host and this is your house and you should be gracious. And normally we see you looking very elegant and classy, but honey, this right now, we know you probably really from the hood though. You pulled a butter knife on the hoe. Anyway, that was last week. So here comes Karen wanting to chime in. Karen, her husband has it. Talk about you need get yourself together. Karen, this is her house. I think she has it under control. Then I'm all like, Giselle, you know, I rock with you specifically because you are a Virgo. But 9 times out of 10, you be fucking up our look. Like, I ain't that messy Virgo. My girlfriend, she ain't that messy Virgo. However, we know a couple of them that's very messy like this. And I was like, oh, must be a moon sign. Got them being messy like this because she too messy. We, Ashley and everybody's in there. Ashley's still in there and she says, well, you know, we had a conversation before you got here that may shed some light as to why she feels this way. And Robyn, you know, can probably shed some light or discuss it. Bitch, you just threw your best friend on the show under the bus. Like, Robyn can tell you what's happening. I'm with Robyn. She looking at her like, bitch, now why in the fuck would you open your mouth and say something like that? All this conversation was in confidence. And here we come. You like, oh, Robyn can say something. Robyn knows. Robyn was keeping her mouth shut for a reason. Robyn know how to mind her own fucking business. I'm going to get that to Robyn. She is minding her own business. So they bring it up. They repeat the conversation that Michael said he wanted to suck someone's dick. Some man's dick. And on top of that, it was one of our husbands. Ashley is vehemently denying it. Like, no, he wouldn't. He doesn't. Michael doesn't like men. No, you know. And I'm with Monique. I want to know whose husband. It's Juan. Okay, I want y'all to know it's Juan. You know that he got an affinity for Juan. Juan is pretty. He likes Juan. Y'all know that, right? Right? Am I wrong? If you think it's someone other than Juan, or even if you think it's Juan, let me know down below in the comments because it's Juan. And I would think that Robyn would be a little more like taken aback by it, but she's so chill. Like, she knows like Juan ain't fucking with no dicks. So Chris, because evidently the dinner party is just gonna go on. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. The dinner party would have been over if it was at my house and all that shit was going on. It would have ended. We would have to postpone. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a doggy bag of all this stuff. I got some stuff if y'all want to wait outside. Because I'm not finna have y'all in my house acting on stone cold fucking fool. But he goes back to cooking and releases the hounds, okay, his fucking wife. And she joins the conversation about Michael sucking dicks. And it's very, you know, she feels like vindicated and it's very smugly that she's saying it. You know, like she's justified in her behavior. You are not justified in your behavior at all. Ashley, I'm gonna just say this. Ashley can push people's buttons because that bitch called her a simpleton. She didn't say fucking, but you are a simpleton, Candiace. You stupid, you dumb, you ain't got no couth. Okay, talk about pushing somebody's hot button. And then on top of that, when it's something that triggers you, it's because there's some truth to it. She is triggered as fuck about her mama, okay? And then I thought to myself, Chris, what kind of husband are you? You got to sit on your wife to have her calm down? You need to sit down on top of your wife? This little bitty, like, chihuahua barking and shit? You got to sit down on your wife to stop her? First off, she must not have no respect for you. First off, you don't have no respect for your house. With all these women and all this yippity yap 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 going, you could have said they need to leave, but that's not what you did. And I get not wanting to be in women's business, but you put yourself in women's business anyway. You acted just like a bitch. Like most men would not have said anything, would have kept doing whatever they was doing, or had the party in, but you interjected yourself. And then you see Ashley, she ends up throwing out the comment that Monique made about Amistad, telling Candiace, well, you telling everybody instead of telling your friend. And I'm all like, damn, you throwing everybody under the bus. Deal with your shit, Ashley. Deal with what's happening with you right now. But Candiace also needs to deal with her shit. So everybody's in there talking about, well, if he's gay, and it's okay to be gay, and love is love, or whatever. But Ashley is adamant that he's not gay, and he could possibly not be gay. She could possibly not be his beard. I mean, they having a baby, but that don't necessarily mean nothing either. But my point being is, people have marriages based on their own merit, what's comfortable for them. And if in fact he has an affinity for men, which we know that he does, right? And that's their arrangement, then that is their arrangement. There's nothing we can do about that. But putting her out on the spot like this is a bit much. It's a bit much to carry. You got 6, 7 ladies sitting up here at the table having a conversation about my husband wanting to suck some man's penis. Child, I would be offended. I would want to get to the bottom of this. So now what we see is, you know, Ashley, she says, Ashley, get out of her house. So Ashley goes outside. Gizelle goes outside. Katie goes outside. And Gizelle lies about, you know, Candiace wants you to come back in because we need to discuss the situation. Gizelle is so fucking messy. And unfortunately, Katie co-signed like, oh yeah, no, I think they're over it. Come on in. That's some shit the producer said. That's some shit. Oh yeah, come back in. Everything's fine. Come in. It's not fine. Y'all, these braces, I just got them today. They fucking with me, okay? So if I look funny, if I'm talking funny, if there's a lisp, y'all gonna have to forgive me because this is what it looked like until I can get it together. Give me a couple days, okay? When they go back inside, Candiace is like, why is everybody back? Like, I didn't say this bitch could come back to my house. Personally, I wouldn't have went back in her house. I don't give a fuck if I was getting paid for it or not. I don't give a fuck if the producer said, go back in the house, let's finish the conversation off. No, the bitch pulled a butter knife on me. I would have been trying to hit her in the throat. Y'all want me to go to jail. Y'all want me to lose my spot. This little money I'm getting is helping out my family. So please help me understand why you want me to go back in here. That would be me. I don't know if that would be you. Let me know, because I couldn't be in there trying to have no civilized conversation, trying to determine what was said about my husband, whether or not he was gay or not. He might have an affinity for men, but he's not gay. She might know that, but whatever. So when Ashley comes back in, because I kind of mixed all this up, but y'all know, Karen is like, why are you back? It's disrespectful to be in this woman's house. And she says, well, I'm back to address the rumors. I want to clear my husband's name. I want to hear what was said. I need to know what's up. Like, tell me, because of course I'm going to have this conversation. I ain't got to tell y'all that, but I'm going to have the conversation with my husband. But I want to know what was said, how the rumor mills got started. I want to know, bitch, run it. So Robyn goes in and she continues to talk about what happened. Before that, though, she's like, okay, Robyn, so in your intoxication, so then Karen's like, oh, so your friends, so Robyn's a drunk too? Well, they all were inebriated. They were all fucked up. They were all taking shots. So everybody was drunk. Stuff was being said. People's true intentions and thoughts come out when you are drunk. Y'all, I'm really struggling with these braces. Spit and shit coming up in my mouth. Robyn says what she said and said, no, I wasn't dreaming, and was very adamant about what she heard. And now this is where I get upset, because here we go, Chris with your bitch ass, and I mean that, okay? Why are you interjecting in this conversation? Because I know that you are vindicating your wife, but now you are making it seem like Robyn is like trying to attack her, because here you are interjecting. Mind your business. Stay out of women's business. Ain't that what Nene say? Stay out of women's business. You acting like a bitch. I'm agree. I can't stand a man that wants to interject Like, mind your business. Tell your wife, okay, listen, this isn't appropriate. All you hoes need to go home. That's how I feel about that. But I could be wrong. And if you guys think I'm wrong, you could tell me down below in the comments. You know, I'm all here for whatever your opinions and thoughts are. Candiace is a total fool. She has serious anger issues, serious problems. When she started climbing up on that table, I thought, I know you fucking lying. I know you kidding me. Is this some kind of joke? And so, as Ashley is being asked to leave, get the fuck out of my house. She says that she's gonna have the convo with Michael, and then Karen urges her, like, this isn't a big issue. We know that you need to go home and deal with your husband. Ask your husband the questions. And it was not in a vindictive, malicious manner. It was just, go and talk to your husband. This is too much. You got your own shit you need to deal with now. And Ashley hits her with, there's one thing about Miss Ashley. There's one thing about Miss Ashley. I am in control of myself. That was yet another dig, because you don't have no control over yourself. You don't know how to carry yourself. You are really showing that you really are just in your early 30s. Like, you have not matured. And I get that you have been a kid pampered by your mother, and so I guess you think that this behavior is accurate or correct or appropriate because it's the same behavior that your mother exhibits by hitting you in the face with the purse. That's that whole, I'm gonna take the butter knife out. That's that same vein. You know what I'm saying? I'm so angry that I'm going to lash out. I mean, we all got little anger issues. I got hot buttons too. These kids, they my hot buttons, okay? One thing about Ashley is she does have control of herself. She's very methodical. She hits those triggers. I'm gonna make sure to send your mama, I'm gonna make sure to send Miss Dorothy a thank you card. She has such a lovely home. And then, first off, don't walk me out. I can find my way out, because now you walking behind me, and to me I feel threatened, especially after all the shit you climbing on the table, you pulling butter knife, you yelling and screaming in my face. Like, after all of that, and I'm glad that Monique pulled her card and was like, you know, it was when she said something about your mother that triggered you. And instead of taking out the anger where it's supposed to be, on your mother, you're taking it out on everybody else. At the first given shot point, whenever they say something about your mama, you get to take whatever you feel about your mother out on somebody else. And it's happened every single time. She definitely has misplaced anger, misplaced emotions. She has to deal with it directly with her mother. And you know, when she was in her rant and tirade, I've been supportive of Ashley. I've always been supportive. I don't never say nothing. Girl, you talk about Ashley like a dog all season, and we ain't on but episode 9. We probably got a million more left. So you ain't supportive of Miss Ashley. Like you said, you don't think she want to have a baby because you think her husband gay. You think he a beard, she a beard for her husband. When they just might, you know, they might be having fun like that. That ain't none of your business. Now, I'm gonna say, somebody said, well, she was throwing a dig. She, you know, she kept digging at me. Yeah, she was. She was coming for you, throwing shade left and right. But you are in control of your own actions. Your reaction is your reaction. You have to own up to that shit. It's the hardest thing to do. I know it's hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people to own your shit. But you have to own your own behavior. What is my son walking by slow like a creep for? So now, I love how Katie is so nonchalant in her questioning in the car, in the Uber. Or maybe that's not an Uber, that's a car service or something. I love, like, she's like, so, is he gay? Does he like men? Oh, okay, so, you know, the whole, is that maybe it's an Australian thing, I want to suck a man's dick? Like, I like how she is so nonchalant, like, whatever, la la la, but I'm going to ask the questions and it's not going to be offensive. Katie doesn't have a storyline. Why is Katie here? Was they just filling in the space? Somebody tell me why she's here. Is it gonna get amped up for Katie? Because Katie don't seem to be in the middle of no mess. And before that, I say that because Monique was like, before you go, because Katie and Ashley rolled together, before you go, can I holler at you? And so she went on to talk about the homicide conversation, and she was like, well, why would you say I look like a slave? I wear hair wraps because it's hot in my house. First off, what the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea in China? I have no clue. But I like that Monique was wanting to speak with her on her own, and she was like, that's it. The way the story was told to you was incorrect. Ashley brings her ass back in the woman's house. There's no fucking way I would have came in that woman's house twice. You want her to go the fuck off. Like, you probably just as simple as fucking Candiace. You keep coming in her house. And I get the producers were like, come back in so that you can be part of this conversation. So, because she asked Monique, well, why aren't you addressing this with Candiace, your friend, who's telling everybody this? Who's saying that you meant it in this malicious manner? Child, it's a whole lot. We see, now we go into, you know, the separate personalities, right? So let's talk about Candiace. Candiace and Chris are in the bathroom, and he's all like, you have to make a call. And we know she's calling Miss Dorothy. It is to let her know that I've made an appointment for us to see Dr. Ken, to see a therapist. And shockingly enough, her mother was like, okay. Like, her mother don't think she do nothing wrong. Her mother is just like Candiace. They both don't see their faults. They're not able to self-evaluate and see where they are going wrong with something. And I think it's a good idea for her to go there because it's a safe space. Like, they already don't have good communication. I mean, me and my mother have worked through it, but most mother and daughters don't have really effective communication. Your mother will always see you as this child. I think about that with my own children. I try to work on it, but listen, it don't work. It don't work all the time. Sometimes I have to tell my child, now's not a good time. Can you go out my face? Because it becomes you're being disrespectful because you're not listening to me. You think you know everything. And I think that that's what happens with Miss Dorothy. And that's kind of what she says in the therapy session with Dr. Ken. But I'm looking at how Candiace is having a conversation with her mother in the car ride over. And I'm all like, why can't you have this conversation with her normally? You always just fucking break out into tears. You cried at the fucking table at the dinner party. You are like all over the place with your emotions, and you probably need to seek some therapy for yourself, because I thought that that was the reason you had got Dr. Ken's number, so that you could see him by yourself first. Deal with your issues, address your issues, learn how to deal with your triggers, and then include your mother. At least that's how I see it. But what do I know? I'm not a therapist, but I know what works for me. I gotta get my shit together and make sure I don't react to your ass, okay? Because it's gonna be a problem. You saw Candiace side-eyeing the shit out of her mama the entire ride. When they get to Dr. Ken's office, I'm all like, I like that he set some ground rules. Because when Dorothy walked in the door, she was like, oh, I'm a therapist too. I hate her voice. And he was like, first rule, only one person speaks at a time. Second rule, you are not a therapist here. You are a patient in this office. Like, nigga, tell her something. What we find out though is everything we've already known, right? Miss Dorothy does see her as a child, because why? We know how much she's paying a month. $4,000 a month. And she makes a statement. So you just want me to give you my money and not have any say? I mean, that's what parents do. We give you our money. We still have say. You are not an adult until you're covering your own self. Like, I'm not living there with y'all, and even then, I couldn't live with my mama. I couldn't live with my mama and my husband. My mama couldn't be paying, unless I was sick, dying, had lost my job, but I'm going to be paying her back. I could not. I could not, would not, shall not. I'm going to be homeless under a bridge before I have to shack up with my mother ever again in life. Y'all can agree with me down below in the comments. Some of y'all have great relationships with your parents. I do too, just not in the same house. Also, you kept hearing Candiace say that her mother diminishes her, that her mother doesn't value the things that she says, she's not listening to her. It's a horrible situation. In addition, though, Miss Dorothy is still never receptive to anything Candiace has to say. And Dr. Ken says, okay, so if this is the way y'all communicate, I can see there's a problem. You haven't heard a damn thing that your daughter has said this entire time. That's the last we see of them. I don't know what the resolution is, but that's the last that we see of Candiace and Miss Dorothy. I'm hoping that the next episode we see more, but we see in the next episode that her and Chris get into it. Let's talk Monique. Monique and Chris go out to work out, you know, because she stays fit. Because listen, when she had that baby, that body needs to go back to what it was so that her husband continues to be attracted to her. Like, I'm all for it. Stay fit, honey. Let him know what he got, because you are a gorgeous little porcelain doll to me. You like little chocolate little thing with them big old eyes and them beautiful lips and that round nose and that beautiful chocolate skin. I don't know what y'all would call it, but I think she's gorgeous. They can make a doll out of her, like a doll for kids, and it would be perfect. Like, I mean, if you agree with me, great. If you don't, that's cool too. But she ends up telling him about the events of the night before, you know, the Michael sucking dicks. But I'm gonna tell you this, he was looking like a little shocked and appalled. I'm gonna tell you this, that shit wouldn't have went down in her house. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. That he would have been like, y'all need to calm the fuck down or y'all can get out. I'm gonna tell you that that man, he plays no games, okay, none. So I respect him for that. Let's talk about Giselle. Let's talk about Giselle. So Giselle always just happens to be in the neighborhood. So she calls Ashley, says, I wanted to check on my friend. You old messy bitch. I wanted to check on my friend. I'm in the neighborhood. Oh, you know, you practicing? Come on, pull up, is what Ashley says. And so when she gets there, she does first check on Ashley, see how she feels. She also asks, what did Michael say? And Ashley's like, Michael said no. He didn't say that. No, he didn't say it. He was adamant. He was hurt. And he wants to know why I would be friends with women or people who thought like that about him. I mean, they don't have to keep vocalizing it though. Like, they don't have to shame him for it though. And it's none of your business what goes on in their house. That's between them. But I guess it makes it our business when it gets in the news and shit, right? Giselle messy ass, she's a liar, because she says that, because you know, Ashley says, well, what happened after I left? And she says that Karen ran over her with the bus several times. And I was like, I didn't feel that way. I mean, I didn't feel like Karen was trying to be shady or to dog her. I felt like Karen genuinely was like, she's got stuff to handle. I mean, am I seeing that wrong, y'all? Let me know. Am I seeing that maybe Karen was being shady? Because I do feel like Karen and Ashley had moved forward. So let me know if I'm reading that wrong. If I'm reading Karen's reaction or what she said about Ashley in the situation wrong, let me know. Because I'm confused. I didn't feel that. I was like, Giselle, you being messy and you lying. And if you interpreted it the way Giselle did, let me know, because I could be called on my shit. This is when Ashley starts to say that she feels like Robyn isn't her friend. Number one, she's like, Robyn should have said something. Robyn was in cahoots with fucking Candiace. Why would she bring this up? And then you hear Giselle finally do the right thing and say, you know, she wasn't siding with. She was not siding with Candiace. She was just stating the facts. And that but she failed to realize that Giselle is the reason that the conversation, or that portion of the conversation, came up in the first place. Somehow she has selective memory and forgets that she fucking is the culprit and stuff. Now I want to know, I'm asking y'all for myself, do you think Robyn should have told Ashley or came to Ashley with that information as her friend? Ashley is hollering they're friends, but just a few seasons ago they were not friends. So I don't know if they friends like that. So you let me know down below in the comments if you feel like Robyn should have said something. I think Robyn did the right thing and minded her own business. She didn't know if anybody else heard that, and because Giselle put her under the bus, now she should have said, Giselle, we're not going to talk about this right now. We need to have this conversation with Ashley alone. She should have taken that route, but it wasn't her who initiated the conversation. I get that it's messy, but it could have been messy later when it was just her, Giselle, and Ashley, or her and Ashley alone. I don't know. Now let's talk about Miss Ashley, because she is the highlight, her and Candiace. So Ashley lets the producers know that as soon as she got home, she discussed it with Michael, and Michael told her that that was a flat out lie. He denies it. That's not something he said. That he did not say he wanted to suck one of the spouse's penises. Okay. A little later, we see her preparing for the Virginia Pride Festival to sing what's that dumbass song, "Coffee and Love." Because I was like, I had never, last episode, that's I ain't never heard that song. Y'all should have reminded me that was that song that she made and sang for his birthday. Because I would have been like, oh, okay. So Robyn ends up calling, Giselle ends up calling Ashley while she's getting dressed, while they're on the party bus with only 3 people. And says, well, we're on our way. And I get they probably wanted to drink and have a good time. All of that. And they have Giselle's friend Cal with them, and so they begin to rehash yet again the whole conversation about what occurred. Of course, they do put blame where blame is supposed to go, on Candiace for her behavior with the butter knife and being triggered so easily. When they call Ashley, you can see Ashley is not excited to see Robyn. Robyn felt it, so did Cal, but Robyn's like, I want to go ahead and clear the air. Because there's a misunderstanding. It's not how she thought it was. I want to talk about how the conversation went and really clear the air. So when they get to Pride, Miss Ashley gets on that stage and sings that song all out of key and stuff. I'm all like, I just can't. Like, y'all don't have no sound checks? See, that's like I'm not a singer. I'm not finna get up there and sing. I'm sure these ladies can really sing, but for some reason, when they are recording for the season, they always sound horrible, okay? Terrible. It's like chalkboard, nails on a chalkboard, okay? Cats crying outside in heat. I mean, it's horrible. Well, after she sings her little rendition of Coffee and Love, her song, she goes up to the Giselle, Robyn, and Cal. Giselle says, I'm gonna let y'all handle your business and mind my own business. But you know, she's so nosy and she eavesdropping so she can get shit mixed up and fucked up. She decides, I'm not gonna listen. And so the 2 of them begin to have a conversation. Now, I think Ashley had already shut down Ashley. Yeah, that's right. I think Ashley had already shut down Robyn, didn't really want to hear anything she had said, had already made up her mind that Robyn was being malicious and vindictive. Like she was siding with Candiace as if they were friends. I don't think that she was receptive to whatever she was saying. I also think that Robyn could have acknowledged the fact, like, I could see where you could feel that way, but that was never my intent. I could have handled it differently. I didn't want to say anything. Giselle brought it up. Did you miss that part? You were standing right there. So I really feel like that there was some misunderstanding, and because Ashley is so hurt by the whole situation that, you know, she can't receive someone not meaning to hurt her. You know, I don't think that none of that was done on purpose. I asked you already, do you think that Robyn should have had that conversation with her previously? I don't think that she did. I don't think that she should have. I think she should have kept her mouth shut like she did. And of course, she said she thought it was a dream. She thought it wasn't real until it was confirmed by Candiace and Chris. And then I could see how Ashley would think that, well, Chris and Candiace are together, so of course they're gonna stick together and coincide. Why would you bring it up, especially in such a heated moment? Why would you want to discuss it? You know, I'm with Ashley that the timing and the delivery of it is a little off. However, here's the things that I did not, or that I caught. Number 1, Ashley, you are queen messy. You are queen telling everything you heard about somebody, what somebody said, what somebody seen. third, fourth party shit, and when it's your turn, you can't handle it. And I get that maybe it's because you've evolved, you lost a child, so that did change you. Nonetheless, you should be able to take a step back, right? Giselle, I know y'all said she was this messy, but I just really wanted her not to be so messy. Like, as a Virgo woman, she is embarrassing me with this messiness that she's doing. Like, why are you constantly stirring the pot, throwing coals to the fire, adding lighter fluid and shit? Why? Why, Giselle? Why? Somebody help me understand why, because she's messy. Robyn. We already talked about Robyn, but I'm going to ask again. Do you think that she should have said something sooner? Do you think that she was wrong for even discussing it at the table? So far, I'm now moving towards Team Monique and Team Katie. I am still gonna like Giselle, and because without mess, there is no show. You've got to have the chaos component when it comes to this shit. They don't really do a whole lot of uplifting of black women. I mean, that's what we watching, right? We watching a bunch of chaos and poor behavior. Anyway, what did you think about this episode? I mean, you see what I thought. I want to know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, season number 4, episode number 9, Days of Our Knives. If it's your first time visiting my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button because you won't want to miss another video I upload. You should also be clicking the notification bell and joining the Ray of Sunshines. All that was said backwards, but you got it. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.